Hey everyone, I'm Rather Coherent. Weirdly enough, back with another XCOM 2 campaign. You might say, but there's already one going on, and that's true. However, as that campaign goes on, the modded problems I'm experiencing get worse and worse, to the point that I'm settling on holding off that campaign any further. I'm not going to record any further until I've actually learned to mod a little bit to make some balance changes. And if I'm going to adjust the balance, I should figure out what the base game balance looked like. So that's what this is going to be. We're playing relatively unmodded. We're going to be starting a new game on Legend difficulty. Under advanced options, we start with Templars. We won't be using Grim Horizon or anything. We will be reducing Beginner BO, of course. We may as well start with Iron Man this time, because there's not really any mods to cause problems with this, I would think. So let me explain why I'm considering not using Iron Man, even though I'm technically modless. There's still a lot of mods. When I talk about my 341 modless campaign, most of that's cosmetics, user interface, were incredibly minor fixes. And to put an exact number on that, it's around 230 of them. Because I've disabled every meaningful gameplay change that I wouldn't classify as a fix except for one for this campaign. I have 230 mods installed and almost none of them make real changes to the campaign. 80 of them are cosmetics, 40 of them are interface. The remaining roughly 100 of them are very minor fixes. Things like making blast padding apply to a car, where it's just one mod, one minor change. Things like making the spark pit heal different numbers based on its tech level, like all the tooltips say that it should. So even though I'm not playing with any major mods, I still have a long enough mod list I'm a little bit worried about Iron Man, but I'm going to click the button anyway. However, while we're on the subject, I need to mention the one gameplay changing mod that is, technically speaking, not a fix. Technically speaking, the aim system in XCOM 2 isn't broken. The way you roll a single dice to determine if you hit, crit, dodge, or outright miss is not broken, it is a design decision. It's just an awful one. For those who don't know, in base game XCOM 2, when you roll to hit, instead of rolling to hit and then if you hit, rolling to crit, you make one dice roll. First, you fill down from the top. 100 down to whatever your miss chance was is going to get filled up. Let's say you're talking about a rookie, they have a 65% miss chance. So 100 to 66, all of those are misses. If you're shooting at something like a snake, the next 10 or whatever their dodge number would be will get filled down from there to 55. The bottom of this is now your hit chance. And then you fill from the bottom up. You can only replace hits with crits, but you replace as many as you can. In XCOM 2012, the way it would have worked, there was no dodge chance then, unless I'm losing my mind forgetting about it. You roll to hit, and then if you hit, you roll to crit. And the difference is not just that you roll less dice now. There's a situation that arises constantly in XCOM 2. You're in full cover. The enemy's disoriented, they have like a 10% chance to hit you. But according to XCOM 2's formula, since you fill out and replace any hits with crits up until you run out of crits, all 10% of those hit chances, almost every enemy has at least 10% crit chance, all of them are going to become crits. So when you're in full cover against this heavily negated enemy, it's either going to miss you or crit you with no middle ground. It feels terrible, it doesn't make any sense, and I'm not going to make myself play with that. I know how salty it's going to make me, I know it's a bad mechanic, so I can't make myself play with that. I despise the way aim rolls work in XCOM 2, I know how salty it's going to make me, and balance-wise, it's a symmetrical change. It affects me and the aliens the same to revert back to 2012's aim formula, which is what we'll be doing. Now let's click the button and get in there. We're not going to have integrated downloaded content on, the rulers are going to show up randomly. I vastly prefer it that way. I understand that you might want them to show up at the facilities that give structure to the campaign. I don't want structure, I kind of want chaos. I don't want to know that if I avoid going to the alien facility, I never have to deal with a ruler. Just like I already know if I don't skulljack somebody, I don't have to deal with a codex. I want to remove that from the game. I'd prefer the game if the codex could randomly spawn before you started skulljacking, because then it would stop the problem where you intentionally don't progress the story. And this makes that worse, not better, which is why I'm turning it off. Before I get into Gatecrasher, let's talk about the squad. I use a Metal Gear style codename generator, and then I created a huge character pool of characters. They've all got a prefix, suffix style last name, as you can see here. We have the Templar, Jagged Onslaught, and then our three rookies, Venom Reaver, Missile Moth, and Onyx Monsoon. And we'll be seeing more goofy names like that throughout the campaign. Their first and last names are gone, those are replaced with the prefix and the suffix. These people are just code names now because it's much easier for me to remember and attach myself to that than Tony or Susie. First things first, let's move to the corner of the roof and reveal ourselves. Glad that didn't happen, but we're still taking that risk next action. Do we review or just see? Good. I hate spawning on roofs because you really can't avoid being risky in the base game. I guess I could have seen that I was safe and jumped off immediately, but throwing away high ground when it's been handed to me on a silver platter doesn't feel very good. However, since I know this is safe now, I can hop off on my Templar at least and then scout for civilians along the bottom with him. Just going to take the half cover here facing the only enemies we know about. They're patrolling towards the objective, which is unfortunate because usually the other two pods are going to be next to the objective. Just going to move further down the roof, see what's going on. Still nothing, take the corner cover. We have a pretty decent Overwatch ambush if we're able to take it, but we probably aren't. And there's only two pieces of cover that actually base them very effectively. I guess this one does work. And let's move our Templar around. I'm going to blue move in and see if I can't find somewhere kind of useful to scout from. I can't really safely move here. I'm just going to fall back a little bit. I would like to scout further in, but then I run the risk of getting my Templar pinned and having a really awkward engagement. I heard more boots to the left, I think. So it would be back where I was considering moving my Templar if that was right. It could have just been that making weird sound effects. And as I expected, this man's now out of range. The thing to do is for me to blue move forward here and slide these two to the right. We needed somebody down low to throw a grenade anyway. Move forward with the Templar. I'm hoping that this pod's about to turn around. Well, that's not what I want to see at all. I'm going to fall back immediately because it's not safe to fight here. Take these positions instead. We can Overwatch up here. Not going to be doing anything with the Overwatches. I may as well hit backspace. I'm very sad they're continuing to move in this direction instead of just turning around. If they had came right towards me instead, then I might be safe to engage them. But now we have to keep playing the scouting game, and I'll be back with you once an engagement happens. It looks like this pod might be stationary, which is going to be very helpful to us. Just a heads up, it looks like we finally found the sectoid pod. They were trolling in over here. This pod has just continued walking a wide loop. At this point, we're just rotating around to here, letting them walk away from us and ambushing the officer instead. They turned around immediately. They might be spotting the Templar here. I don't know if I broke line of sight properly on this. I was trying to, but I couldn't quite get any further than this on the roof. Okay, so the good news is they're finally in ambush range. The bad news is the entire fucking map is in line of sight, so I don't think we'll be taking the ambush. The Abbott Troopers have decided to patrol directly onto the rooftop with us, so it turns out we're Overwatch ambushing them. And instead of doing what we were planning on doing, we're just going to take this and fight the whole map at once from here. This is exactly how my last Gatecrasher went during the campaign. Is the one guy up top with 1 health going to get a Beagle Rush shot? I'm curious. We got promotions on Monsoon and Reaver. We still need to get kills on the other two. We needed to stack kills on our Templar. It's very important we have a Sergeant before the 21st. Okay, we haven't destroyed our own cover, shot the floor out from under us, or let this guy kill us. All of those are good things. Somebody has to deal with this man. If I shoot at him, even at point blank, we're gonna have like 65 plus 20 is 85, I think. I want to say point blank bonuses only get me to 85. I might be throwing a grenade here, as incredibly overkill as that sounds. This building's not cooperating, I just realized that. I really shouldn't have picked Iron Man, I hate this bug. Because I have to save and exit and then load back in now instead of just save and load. It's an extra loading strain. At least with almost no mods, the load is faster. No, I think I don't really have a choice but to use a grenade here. And the smart thing to do is to pull back into half cover doing that. It only really matters if I'm getting other people into half cover or full cover down here. So what I would like to do is pull into half cover here, grenade this man, and pull into full cover down here using grenades to do things. Does my Templar have a stab on the officer? And if so, he does 4 damage, so we have a guaranteed kill on the officer followed by a reposition here. We needed this soldier dead. This one could be in movement to flank, so I would like him dead as well. I'm not sure we have any way of guaranteeing that second one. But we can reposition into full cover down here, drop here, throw a grenade at the officer, take the kill. That means we don't have a guarantee on this trooper then. With 6 active in a 4-man team, it's just a little bit awkward. What I could do is slash here and just pull back an Overwatch on the rooftop. I'm gonna go for that, honestly. I'm gonna break line of sight and Overwatch on the rooftop as they come up to me. This is not a good engagement. There are too many live right now. Doing this will break line of sight to everything. When they come to me, I'll get my shots. Build the focus here. Start climbing towards Sergeant. And my Templar is just going to move back up here. We're not going to move down and become the sole target. Let them throw a million shots. That doesn't take wounds on the Templar. Wounds and Gatecrashers are devastating to your overall campaign health. You really need these soldiers healthy early on. I imagine at least one of them will sprint up here and get shot. I'm happy to see it was the officer. If we could just kill that guy, it'd be great. It's alright, I get it, man. It happens. If you're all gonna sprint up here into the same spot and stack, that would be just the nicest little thing. I wasn't expecting this. I'm going to have to politely ask the 3 of you to leave. I'm thinking about this. I really don't want to destroy the ladder. I want them to keep coming up here. There's another ladder. They'll find a way even if I destroy it. Grenade! So we're going to toss this grenade. I'm pretty sure if they had Overwatch, we'd have seen it through Fog of War. I don't think that's a feature of mods. I think that's just how the game works. We can blue move down here on our Templar and find out where the slash is. Then we can momentum back into safety. Oh, I should have blue moved into the loot. Is the officer dead? Well, I didn't know the officer was dead, but I'll take it. I also don't know why I can't move through the window. Oh, the window's completely body blocked, isn't it? I can't see the other one, but I can bet that's the situation we're in. I want to be here so I can pull back in this direction and find safety. I'm definitely not going to be safe over here with all these windows. So it turns out my plan was bad because the officer was dead, and if I had looked at my active kill counter, I would have known that. I could have sworn that I saw, like, whatever the grenade damage was and then 1 falling damage, which doesn't equal 7, but I can clearly see his corpse hanging there, so whatever. Now, unfortunately, due to where I am, the best cover I can get is here. The sectoid might have a flank on me and there's nothing I can do about it. That's not true. There's a lot I can do about it. I can drop here and body block with a hunker so that he can't run out easily. There's only 2 left. I can move here to the edge, and if I see something, it'll give me shots. If I don't, I can just drop a grenade over on the sectoid. I wish I knew for sure where the last one was. But I'm going to drop this grenade on the sectoid. I'm surprised he didn't summon a zombie or something like that. We have confirmed the last soldier is not next to the sectoid. Oh, there he is. I saw him highlight briefly. He's right here in the full cover. It's why I can't move there. Now, unfortunately, it looks like I have no way of getting eyes on the sectoid. Oh, here we go, right here. It's very unlikely to kill, but what else am I doing this turn? You tried your heart out, and I appreciate it. The sectoid doesn't have the flank. He doesn't have as much mobility as I was afraid he might. Now he's wasting his turn summoning a zombie. That's very, very good for us. The trooper might get a wound in. I'm really hoping he doesn't, but there's nothing we can do to stop him. We did blow up his ladder up, so he shouldn't have a flank at the very least. But this is still going to be like a 40%. Very nice. That'll be a flawless Gatecrasher. Okay, look, buddy, just don't catch yourself on fire. The trooper should be the easier one to kill if anyone has a spare grenade. Here's a spare grenade. We can use this to destroy the cover. And then somebody should have a nearly guaranteed close-range high-ground shot to finish him off. I guess we could have rolled high damage there as well, but I have no faith in that. Finish off the sectoid. Templar just does insane work in these early missions. I know you could do similar things to the Claymore on a Reaper, but the ability to, once things have gone to shit and things aren't in your control, still mitigate threats very actively is so valuable. In fact, I should have talked about it more when I picked Templars. I want to talk about Templars versus Reapers versus Skirmishers for your start real quick. Reapers have Claymores later on the Banish, and they're insanely valuable scouts. It's hard to say that they're not incredibly powerful and arguably one of the best units in the game, but I consider Templars to be invaluable early because they hard counter sectoids. They can point and click kill almost anything in these first missions other than an officer. They give you so much control. Whereas with Reapers, they do give you all that control from the stealth and the scouting and the claymore, but when they lose control, it can be really hard to get it back. Templars are more of a crisis management tool that's just valuable all the time. Skirmishers, on the tactical layer, have no argument. They are a worse unit, don't pick them. However, on the strategy layer, starting with the skirmisher base lets you build things faster, and that can be really valuable, specifically for guaranteeing you get up your resistance ring and GTS super fast. However, as long as you get an engineer before the 15th, you can always finish your GTS before the first Terror mission, and you almost always get an engineer by that date. If I'm remembering it right, I'm in my head super confident that it's 24 days, and I could just be wrong about that. Anyway, the point is, I'm pretty sure that you can reliably get your GTS finished for the first Terror mission and have 5 squad size for that mission without going Skirmisher. The big thing Skirmisher does is it also lets you get the resistance ring very, very quickly in the other heroes. Anyway, with that small aside out of the way, let's finish up the mission. Thank you.
There you go. Area is secure. We're not picking up any.
And that'll be a kill and a promotion on everyone. Good job, team. Flawless Gatecrasher. Good EXP spread. I should have considered moving him in case he burnt down, but it didn't happen. This turn, I will move him to prevent him from burning down. He's not even going to catch fire this turn. Thank God. Bradford, I'm trying. Please stop taking control and I will plant the X4. I can't imagine what it's like to play without stop wasting my time, because I still feel like my time is being wasted. Full disclosure, this was my second Gatecrasher. My first Gatecrasher went well considering the bad pull that I had. However, I ended up taking a pretty massive wound on my Templar, and I'm of the opinion that for campaign health, if you have more than one wound on your team, or a wound on your hero unit, or a death, you probably should just restart Gatecrasher. These early game units are so valuable, especially whatever hero you picked, that it's really hard to justify not restarting Gatecrasher and instead struggling through the campaign with whatever bad result you got. Anyway, who got the MVP? Gee, I wonder. Jagged Onslaught, 3 kills, 24 damage, landed all their shots, moved the most, got all the awards. The other people did their best, but they only got 1 kill each. Pretty miserable shot accuracies here, but good enough to get through the mission. Unfortunately, our Templar did not make it to Corporal, so we're gonna need 2 more missions to get Sergeant. That was probably par for the course anyway. I'm very happy to see Grenadier as one of our 3 classes that we get immediately. I was looking through the vanilla classes because I haven't seen them in forever. I was trying to figure out what was best. In my opinion, the top 4 classes are Templars, Reapers, Grenadiers, and Sparks. The other 3 biological units I think are the weaker units in the game. Rangers and Tech Specialists both really want to eat your AP to get to their full strength and aren't that strong early. Marksmen, I unfortunately think, are a trap in this game. They're great late game, but by the time you get there, you had to carry them through so much of the early game that if you just had like another Grenadier, you wouldn't have been much worse off in the late game, and you'd have been tremendously better off early. Anyway, let's go see who the Marksman is, because we don't love them. Ranger, that's fine. I'm happy to see you, honestly. And the Marksman. We don't need a tech spec or a medic, that's ridiculous. I should look at their abilities. As you can see, I've got this revealed ahead of time. Is that a base game thing? Did I leave a mod on? I'm convinced there's a perk on because I don't remember Caustic Slug at all. I'm gonna use console commands to rebuild these characters. Can I actually do that? Yeah, the console still works in Iron Man. 1 second. We got a laser sight and some corpses from the mission. Big surprise. Let me save and exit and go handle my mod fiasco, because apparently something is still on. I've gone through my mod list and I found the offending mod. I forgot to turn off Mitsurugi's perk pack. As far as I can tell, it's the only thing that I went through and missed. I was wondering how I missed it, and the real answer is if you scroll through a list of 450 mods and turn off every gameplay change, you're bound to miss one. You're gonna zone out a little bit. I'm just glad it was one that I was able to immediately catch and see needed to be turned off. Now, the reason we're on Missile Moth is because he doesn't need to be changed. He had these 4 originally. I checked the footage. None of these are from the perk pack, so rebuilding him doesn't matter. However, both my Ranger and my Marksman pulled stuff from the perk pack, so I'm going to reroll both of them. His new set of perks are Depth from Above, which could actually be pretty good with a shotgun at close range. Shredder could be relevant, holo targeting could be relevant, Guardian, not so much. This isn't the best stuff. I don't know what I'm looking for on Assault, I don't know what the base game perk packs are, but I don't think that was it. Coming over to my Sharpshooter, we need to re-roll him too. I think it's actually called a Marksman, yep. Salvo is not it, Chief. Volatile Mix is not it. Implacable is actually pretty solid for a Marksman. Being able to shoot and then reposition for free sounds pretty nice, but the rest of this just ain't it. There seems like a sick play here where you shoot, run forward into the open, and they miss you because of Untouchable, but I mean, these are not the perks I was looking for. And for my Templar, we haven't opened him yet. I don't know if that means we just rolled his perks, or like theoretically if it means he could have, like was this originally a Mitsuruti perk that got deleted? I don't think so. I don't think they're remotely guaranteed to be full. Anyway, I'm gonna keep this and not rebuild him. Holy shit. Sustain is trash. I don't care about that at all. Face Off is amazing, Lightning Hands is great, Reaper is insane, and Bladestorm is insane. I could not ask for a better Templar. Congratulations, Jagged Onslaught. I'm sure you'll do great on the A-Team. You're gonna live there for the rest of your life. Hopefully it's a long time. Now, we should probably actually get started on the strategy layer part of this game, which means we're gonna go to build facilities and immediately start the Guerrilla Tactics School. The Resistance Ring is nice. It turns out the Guerrilla Tactics School isn't 24 days like I thought, it's 28. You need to be improving it for 14 days. That means you need your engineer by the 7th. That is not as guaranteed as I thought it was, but if we don't start it now, there's no chance of it finishing in time, so we're starting it now. That seems like there's more merit to the Skirmisher strategy layer than I thought there was, since it seems like a much higher chance that I was giving it credit for, that you don't get your engineer in time and you have to do a 4-man terror mission. But honestly, I think the power of Templar is so much higher than the power of Skirmisher that it makes up for the lower slots, even if you do have to go in with 4 men. Anyway, we're gonna start modular weapons and beeline Gauss, because why on earth would I ever not? Heading over to the strategy layer. For some reason I clicked into this the first time I was playing when I was troubleshooting. Oh, that means we don't have to watch some cutscenes. I guess we're scanning for soldiers because there is literally no alternative. And if we don't get a mission for an engineer in the next 7 days, then we are not going to have a 5-man terror mission, which sucks. So I would really appreciate a guerrilla op for an engineer right about now. I don't really need these soldiers, so I should go into my base and look at what soldiers I have. Let's go check out modular weapons and start Gauss immediately. Oh, it's called magnetic now. 63 days, huh? We need it someday.
Make that research a priority, Commander. I'll notify you as soon as the report is available.
We got Pluto Dog, a specialist. Oh, it's not even a rookie. That's nice. Congratulations, Pluto Dog. A scientist scanning location isn't what we wanted. Let's go look at our soldiers before we head there. The rest of our team consists of Cleric Beast, Marionette Owl, Pyro Bison, Umbral Assault, Prowling Magus, Sly Hurricane, Arsenal Dragon, Majestic Monsoon. Excuse me, sir, you didn't get the memo. And Pluto Dog. Darius, the fuck is this about? I've been exceptionally generous and let him keep his initials. Congratulations on your new name, Daring Magpie. Alright, back to the sadness. Let's go get this scientist. If we don't get a covert op in the next, like, 42 hours or something, we're not gonna have 5 men for the terror mission, but we'll live. I mean, hopefully. We might not. Like, we very literally might not. Definitely wanted to see engineers here. What is it? Engineer. Are we in time? We're definitely doing this. It's the 8th. This has 22 days left. Putting them on reduces it to 11 days. We are in time. We're gonna have our 5-man terror mission. We just need to get a sergeant. So let's go check out this mission. Easy neutralized field commander is what I like to see. Now obviously the Templar goes, and obviously the Grenadier goes. The Sharpshooter's definitely not coming. I can send a Ranger Specialist, or I can send a Rookie and try to get more Grenadiers. I think I'm supposed to send a Ranger and Specialist here. I don't think I'm supposed to send any rookies on this. It's been so long since I played base game. And my modded setup with Covert Infiltration, what I would do is I would always send my classes here, and then I've sent almost all of my rookies, or as many as I feasibly could at least, out on Covert Ops to get them promoted, but you can't do Covert Ops Day 1 without mods. So I don't know if I should be sending rookies here. I think I send everyone I have. I think I send the best I've got. We are going to take the old world stuff, though. I like the chonkier sound effects. I've missed the light machine gun. I've really missed this stupid gun. I miss bullet wizards from Long War 1. Anyways, I've been rather incoherent. I hope you're enjoying the campaign. It's a real change of pace from the modded campaign. And I'll see you in the next one.